Hello, hi, can you see me and hear me clearly?
Hello, yes, I can see and hear you clearly. How
Hello,
are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Would you like to introduce yourself to me?
Yeah, sure. So, my name is Sultan and I am from Pakistan, but I live in Saudi Arabia.
Okay, okay, nice.
So,
And then I'll go ahead. So my name is Bushra
mm-hmm.
and I'm from England, but
ah,
originally, like my parents are Pakistani.
ah,
Um, yes, and I am a student, like I'm studying. Um, and then whenever I have free time, I just come on Cambly. So
wonderful.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Which part of Pakistan your parents are?
Punjab.
Ah, right.
So
So, have
what
you
about,
been,
sorry?
sorry?
Yes, yes, go ahead,
Yeah,
sorry.
I was gonna ask you, have you ever been to Punjab?
When I was like probably the last time I went to Pakistan was 15 years ago. I don't really remember very well. But I would love to go. The only thing is like I want to go with my family. Like I think Pakistan is beautiful and I really want to go, but the only thing is like whenever, for example, I have exams, like I do not want to go in summer because I don't think so I would be able to handle the heat after 15 years. So
Right.
whenever I have holidays, like my dad can't get holidays off for his work, or and then my younger siblings. So I will always, all the time, my like timetables are clashing with everyone. Otherwise, my dad normally goes like every other year. My mom as well.
Ah,
It's just me out of my family. Everyone's been like. Some have been gone for like after like every 2 years, 4 years. It's just me.
mhm.
It's been like 14 or 15 years I haven't been, but I would love to go. What part
Ah,
of Pakistan are you from?
I'm from Karachi.
Karachi. Okay, I have
Yeah.
heard it's really nice. And there's I think, is it a seaside or like a beach that is like really popular
Yes,
in Karachi?
yes, you are right. There is a beach. And yes, Karachi, as you know, that it's a big city and main hub for business.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And how long have you been on Cambly?
Not so long. So because I'm a student,
Mhm,
I wouldn't say I'm that consistent.
mhm,
Because in sense of like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie like I'm very consistent. I'm not very consistent on Cambly because, like for example, when I have exams or when I have like assignments to give in, I don't really use Cambly. And when it's like a weekend, for example, it's a Saturday or a Sunday, and I have like an hour or 2 hours here and there, I will come on Cambly. Like now, I came on Cambly after I would say good 2 3 months.
Ah, wow.
Yeah.
Right.
What about you? How long have you been on Cambly for?
It has been almost 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And but as you said, I'm also not regular. Uh,
Mm-hmm. You're not a regular student as well.
yes, in terms of my subscription, like sometimes I buy 3 month subscription and then I stop, then I start it again,
Mm-hmm.
then I buy a year subscription like this.
It's I think one thing I really like about Cambly is like very flexible for students and for tutors. Like obviously you don't
Yeah.
know, sometimes you have some sort of work that comes up or
Mhm.
something. If like it's not like a full on that, oh, you have to be at a certain time. But yeah.
Right. I do agree with you, and I think that maybe in future we have regular education like this, maybe.
Definitely, it's possible. Like whenever, like obviously, if we can, like obviously decide a time or something, I'm like more
Yeah.
than happy to do so. That's nice. So before, like obviously, I was going to ask that before we started talking about Pakistan. In
Mhm.
this session, do you want just a free conversation, or do you have like a particular topic that you want to talk about?
No, a free conversation, and as I told you before, that I want you to correct me or rectify my mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be better if you just do it at the end of the session.
End of the session.
Uh,
Okay. I have
yeah.
a question. Like, do you like generally do you have like American tutors?
Actually, whoever comes, I take a class, and yes. Uh,
Because you, what I've noticed, you say few words like
mhm.
class or like here and there, which are like kind of American accent, I would say. So this,
Yeah, I try to follow American accent.
mhm.
Uh, so this is what I'm struggling to do.
I think with accent, the best thing with accent is the more you talk, the
Hmm.
accent comes along, like with accent. Whereas obviously, I think like the easiest way to learn English or any language is if you kind of put yourself in a situation that you have to kind of speak that language. That's like the fastest, I would say, and the easiest kind of method. At the start, obviously, you struggle, but that's
Hmm.
like I would say the easiest way. But you're an English lecturer as well.
Yes,
Professor. So, okay. So, how long
not
have you been in? Sorry?
not a professor or lecturer actually. I teach fourth graders in an elementary school here in Saudi Arabia. Yes, before coming over here, when I was in Pakistan, I used to teach in a university as a lecturer.
Ah,
But here
okay.
I'm a teacher. Yeah.
That's nice. So, how long have you been in Saudi Arabia for?
It has been almost more than 2 years now.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
like, what kind of took you to Saudi Arabia? Like, what made you kind of come to Saudi Arabia?
So I always wanted to go to a different country, and
Mm-hmm.
I got this opportunity to come over here and teach. So
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed it and I came to Saudi Arabia.
Okay, that's nice. So,
Mhm.
do you have like, are you like living in Saudi Arabia alone, or do you have like family there, or how like, or you're just like an
Yeah,
independent?
I'm with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
My family is here. I don't have children.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I'm with my wife over here. My siblings, I have five siblings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only brother, and one of my siblings' name is Bushra.
Ah, okay, okay.
Uh,
And Bushra is quite, I would say, not so common, but it's like kind of common in Pakistan and obviously
yeah,
Turkey as well, and it's because of the Arabic name. Okay, that's nice.
yes.
So
So,
you're the only
mhm,
boy in the family.
yep,
So you have five sisters.
yes,
So
and I'm the youngest.
I was just gonna say, so are you spoiled?
No,
Not so
I
much.
don't think so. Yeah.
Or are you like the super responsible one?
Actually, maybe because of the circumstances, I grew up like when I was in my intermediate, I was doing inter. My father passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Then within 5 years, my mother passed away.
Uh,
So I think that maybe that is the reason that I am a bit responsible. You can say
Yeah, because
I'm not
obviously,
like
like then also like then you have to kind of be like the head of the house and like take care of
yeah,
everything. So
yeah,
yes, like obviously there are very very like a lot of factors that affect the way
mhm,
you kind of grow. So you learn
yeah.
with life. But okay, that's.
Right, right. So I'm just curious to know that do you speak Punjabi at home?
I speak Urdu, but I know Punjabi. Like I can
Ah,
like I understand Punjabi, but I would say that I'm more fluent in Urdu than Punjabi. Like, but my parents speak Punjabi.
so what is the language which is used in your
At,
home?
at home, it's majority of the time in English.
Ah,
Yeah,
right, right.
but it's like when we were growing up, my
Hmm.
parents said that you know what, you need to know your mother language.
Right.
So it's like we know, like me and my siblings, we know how to speak Urdu, and we can understand Punjabi as well. But generally, like in terms like when my grandma was alive, like when she was
Hmm.
around, we have to. There was a rule that with my parents, they said that with your grandma, you have to speak Urdu. Like even
Ah,
though like she could understand, like she would understand few words here and then in English, but like
hmm.
that's what my parents, and I'm really glad that they made this rule in our house, because I at the end of the day, you know what, I feel like wherever your roots are and stuff, like you should know the language. And
Right.
obviously it's like like for example, I do have like few cousins and they can't speak Urdu at all. So I think it's good in a way that my parents said that like especially my grandma being around, and we had to like communicate with her in Urdu. So I think I'm
Right.
glad that I know like another language because of that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So
Great.
can you speak
Great.
Punjabi?
No, I cannot speak Punjabi, but I can understand a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more
Okay.
fluent in Urdu.
Yes, but I can understand like Punjabi, I would say pretty well. But with Urdu, I can just speak. I can't write and I can't read. It's just I
Oh,
speak. Yeah, yes.
right, right. So you were born and raised in the UK?
No, I was actually born in Pakistan, and then
Mhm.
like my father was already in England, and then when I was very like at a young age, I went to England.
How old were you?
I was, I would say, maybe a year or like.
Ah, that's wonderful. So, how have you been doing with the pandemic?
I would say not. It was not. I would say not like in a way. I'm not looking forward to go back. Like because with our universities due to pandemic, they were online. So obviously the
Right.
thing with that is online being you just. Personally, if I'm speaking about myself, I just got a bit more lazier because it's like
Mhm.
online, and I feel like for me, I prefer to go into university and study, and that way I'm a bit more, I would say, focused, like not
Productive?
distracted. Like for example, if I'm online, if I have a lecture
Mhm.
at 9 o'clock and that lecture is not that interested for me, I will just leave it on and start doing something. So whereas
Right.
in university you can't skip that, you have to have, and when you're
Yeah.
sitting down, no matter even if you're not really in the lecture, you will still end up learning something. Whereas when it's online, okay, it's very easy to
Mhm.
get your phone, go on Instagram, go on something. It's very easily distracted.
Right.
But otherwise, the one thing I really liked was I think it was last year,
Mhm.
Ramadan. Around that time, everyone was home. My dad, mom, sisters, everyone. Normally in Ramadan, someone's everyone wakes up at the same time, but it's like someone has to go work early. Then they'll like on when we open our fast, someone will be
Mhm.
at work. Someone. So it was a good, I would say, bonding time around Ramadan, I would say.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
What about yourself? How did you cope with it?
Yeah. So I go to school, and from school I give online classes.
Mm-hmm.
And for 1 year, I think almost 1 year, I gave online classes from home.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have been going to school, and from school we are giving online classes. Since I teach fourth graders, so my students do not come to school. Uh, they take classes from their home, but the other students who are elder than like fourth graders, and
Mm-hmm.
they come to school and they take classes. And now things are like almost back to normal here in Saudi Arabia. Most of the people, I think, maybe 80 to 90 percentage of the population here are vaccinated. I heard the other day that they were saying that we don't need to wear mask outdoors as well.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
government has recently announced. So
Okay.
I think that things are getting better.